Oh, Pink Daddy.
High five. High five. High five.
This is with white Jesus, Johnny Brilliant is the E.
High five.
This is with white Jesus, Johnny Brilliant is the E.
High five.
This is with white Jesus, Johnny Brilliant is the E.
High five. We gotta tell them kids they know who the heck. Everybody looking at his head and thinking where he come from. On the north side of Atlanta, cup of can of bubble gum in the palm. Eating in the trunk, in the donk, at the waist straight, beating like a tom-tom. Drum and guns, stomp on the cocaine that is on the.
What's up, everybody? I appreciate you tuning in. So today we're actually going to go over my main squeeze rifle. We're going to talk about it from tip to butt, each and every part, every accessory that's included, how it's running for me, my optic, its durability, and everything of that nature. So again, I appreciate y'all tuning in, and let's get to it. So before we get started, I wanted to give a huge shout out to a few companies that have let me become an affiliate with them, who've really helped me out in the build process for this rifle, and not only that, but just in general. I just want to give a huge shout out to Firearms Depot, Ballistic Advantage, Aero Precisions, and Stag Arms. Y'all are the best in the business at what y'all do. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, I've been putting money into this rifle for a good while now. Let's go ahead and actually, before we start tip to butt, let's go over the main points, okay? So for my upper, I actually have a Stag Arms left-handed upper. Shout out to Stag Arms for actually having super dope left-handed parts. And the lower receiver is a company I actually recently found out about called Unbranded AR. So with their ambidextrous lower that I got, so not only is the bolt release on the left side for a normal use, right-handed person, or, lefties like me, or even other right-handed people can put a bad lever on there. So Unbranded AR, and let me turn this around so y'all can see it. They actually, somehow or another, with amazing ingenuity, were able to put a bolt release on the right-hand side of the lower receiver, which really is dope to me, because when I first built this rifle, I wanted something that was ambidextrous but was built just for me as a left-handed person, right? So not only do I have a left-handed upper receiver, I have a lower receiver that I can manipulate just as if I was a right-handed person. It's just mirrored the opposite way. So I'm really grateful that Stag Arms came up with these upper receivers and Unbranded AR came up with these lowers. So anyway, going tip to butt. Muzzle device, I actually have a Yankee Hill QD Phantom flash hider. I got this muzzle device because I purchased a Yankee Hill machine Turbo T2 5.56 suppressor. I've been waiting on that for right at a year. So thank you so much ATF, thank you NFA, for making just regular gun dudes like me and half of the other community wait for months on at a time and then pay $200 just to have something that threads onto your gun. So I really appreciate that.
Okay. I'm not quite.
Great muzzle device. I can't really say anything else about it. It's a really good muzzle. Coming over to what I would call the heart of the rifle is the barrel. So this is actually a Ballistic Advantage 16-inch 5.56 NATO barrel. If I'm not mistaken, it's the Hansen profile. Super nice barrel. Nice machining. I haven't had any issues with this barrel on this rifle. Shoots really accurate. It feeds everything that I put through this barrel. So appreciate Ballistic Advantage for creating some. Gas block is a Yankee Hill machine, just your standard 750 diameter low profile gas block. The gas tube is actually a Spikes Tactical melanited gas tube. I just like the melanited gas tubes because they're darker and the stainless steel doesn't look good to me with all the other black internal parts. Moving on from there, so I guess if the barrel's the heart of the rifle, the bolt carrier group would be, I don't know, the butthole. To accompany the Stag Arms upper receiver that I got, I actually have a Stag Arms left-handed nickel boron bolt carrier group. Dude, this thing is a freaking tank, first and foremost. Does it get super dirty? Yeah, because it's nickel boron, but it's super easy to clean. I just really think that it goes well with this rifle. So the charging handle is actually a Breek Arms Warhammer ambidextrous charging handle. Amazing charging handle. And also this rifle is clear and safe. This charging handle is amazing. It's got huge latches on it. Super smooth, super smooth. Hello. Alright, so moving on from there. Castle nut end plate, buffer tube. That's just whatever came with the unbranded AR loader. So inside the buffer tube, I actually have a Noveske Rifle Works H2 buffer and a JP Enterprise tuned and polished spring, and I really think that's a good combo. Because I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but the barrel is a mid-length gas system barrel. And you know, even before I had the H2 buffer and the Gucci spring in there, it ran just fine. But I got those specific two things because once I do finally get my can, I want to make sure that it cycles reliably, just as it does right now, without having to get an adjustable gas block, because that's just another, you know, $50, $60, $70, $80 to spend, versus I could spend, you know, $25 on a buffer and $20 on a buffer spring, you know, and I wouldn't have to worry about, you know, taking my handguard off and unscrewing the gas block because it has set screw. The stock is a Magpul CTR stock. I really enjoy this, and it has great ingenuity, so thanks Magpul, because before this I had the Magpul, whatever the standard one is, so the MOE stock on it. It was really wobbly, and it was great, but yeah, super wobbly, and it didn't have the QD sling mounts built into the stock, so I would have to thread my sling all the way through it. But yeah, this one has QD sling mounts in it, and it actually has a locking system, so if I want to move the stock wherever I want it to go, so whatever position that I'm usually shooting in, or if I want to stow it away, and then I can push that latch up right there and it's not going anywhere, and it barely moves, and it doesn't make any noise while it's moving either. So moving on from there, the grip is a Reptilia Core CQG grip. I really like this grip because it's a lot shorter than your standard A2 grips. It's got a great angle, and it's not as thick as a lot of the grips that Magpul makes, BCM makes. It just fits me perfectly. It's got a little lip at the bottom where my pinky fits perfectly into, and I actually stippled the grip myself just to give it a little bit better grip. The safety selector is a ambidextrous Noveske Rifle Works, I believe 60-degree throw. Super tactile, super strong. Yeah, the trigger is actually a Rise Armament RA535 single stage 3.5 pound trigger, but I'll be completely honest with you, it feels a lot lighter than 3.5 pounds. I took it out this past weekend because I just put it in, I think Friday, so the day before I shot, and it really surprised me, and it turned my buddy's head too. I was not expecting those quick of follow-up shots, so it's going to take some getting used to shooting this trigger, but once I got some time behind it, I really think that I'm going to really enjoy it, because I really enjoy it now. But yeah, and again, this gun is clear and safe. So safety off. So I mean, there's literally no creep in this trigger at all. And then it's right back there. The reset is crazy on this thing. I really like it. Because like I said, I really want to make this rifle truly ambidextrous and truly left-handed. So I can manipulate my bolt release from the right side with the with the bolt release that Unbranded AR put into their design, and I can also drop my mag with my trigger finger, which is awesome because it saves so much time if you're running time drills or running fast reloads or things like that. For my optic, I have a Holosun HS403R, and the mount is a Scalarworks Leap mount. It's their 1.93 mount. I really like the mount because, like I said, I run night vision sometimes, and I don't have to really dig my shoulder in like an absolute co-witness or a 1/3 lower co-witness mount. All I have to do if I'm at low ready is just come up and I'm there. I can still see my sight picture or my red dot, and this red dot's super robust. It's a tank. I had it on my AK-47 before this. It handled the 7.62 recoil grade, so of course it's going to handle the 5.56 recoil grade. I've never had any flickering issues with it, no battery issues, anything like that. Holosun makes some really, really good optics and products in general for a really, really, really good price. So shout out to them for, you know, really putting some time and effort into making these high quality optics for a price that just your regular old schmo Joe like me can pay for. I kind of skipped over this stuff before, but I'll go ahead and go over my accessories. So the handguard is a Breek Arms RG2 M-LOK handguard, and forgive me if I'm wrong on the model, but it's a Breek Arms M-LOK handguard. Yeah, I love this handguard. It's the only handguard that's ever been on this rifle. Plenty of M-LOK slots to put whatever accessories or Gucci gear that you want to put on it, because we all know that the first part of being a gun guy is to look cool. Because if you don't look cool, then you can't shoot good, right? But yeah, it's super slim, super lightweight. Like, this rifle weighs less than my 10.5-inch fake Mark 18 build that I just did recently. This is probably the lightest gun I've ever put, as far as like rifles or AR pistol style rifles go, or any rifles really. This is the lightest gun I've ever put in my hands. So moving up here, I have the Holosun LS321G IR laser and illuminator. For the price point, you can't beat it. I mean, granted, it was like $800 and something, but it's compatible with all your standard, you know, laser switches. It has its own button up there if you want to turn it on that way, and it comes with a pressure switch too. But I just wanted something smaller, that's why I'm not using that one. But yeah, it works good under nods. The visible laser is pretty cool. I actually chase my cat around the house with the laser. And he seems to really like how bright the green is, and so do I. So, the weapon light that I'm running is a Surefire M600 Scout Light. I mean, I can't say anything bad about Surefire lights at all. I mean, they're super sturdy, super robust, they're durable. And as you can see, I actually have mine mounted a good bit forward of my handguard, basically where all the muzzle flash and concussion would go. And it still runs like a tank. I've never had any flickering issues or any kind of electronic issues with this light. It's awesome. I don't think I'll ever run another type of light, to be honest. I do want to go ahead and talk about these pressure switches that I got here. So these are actually made by Modlite. They're called the Mod Button. I really like these things because I can, with the way that they're raised up, I can still get a good grip on top of the mod buttons without actually having an accidental discharge or an ND or a negligent discharge, for those who don't know what that means. But yeah, I mean, they're super cool. They're not too expensive. The wiring is second to none. I have these Strike Industries cable management covers on here, and I've moved everything on this rifle many times because I just get so squirreled out, and I'll just be like, oh, I want it here, I want it there, I want it here, I want it there. And the wires don't have any fraying in them or any knurls or anything like that, and it still works just fine. So my angled force, a Emissary Development M-LOK handbrake. I mean, this was the final piece to putting this puzzle together, was this handbrake, because I can I can pull back on the handbrake and it's got my full hand in there, but still short enough to not really look not aesthetically pleasing, and push forward either on the mod buttons or behind them, you know, with my thumb, even though my thumb don't really bend. But and so I got really good control of my muzzle rise and pulling the rifle into my shoulder. So my shots are, you know, on point each and every time. The sling, it's just it's a Wiseman Company or Lunar Concepts padded contour sling. They're a really cool company out of Pennsylvania. Check them out. They got all kind of different colors. I have the splattered paint color. I got it because I think at the time it was on sale, and plus my wife said it was cool. And I have this really neat thing that they also make called the Bubba Tab 2.0. It's a sling stower. Once you get it put together, all you got to do is pull this little tab right here off, and your sling comes out. I only have mine mounted like that just because for the video, but typically I'll actually have it, you know, fully. The QD sling mount will be in the stock, and I'll have it pulled up towards here and wrapped up in there. You know, a lot of right-handed people, they can do a lot of ambidextrous, you know, things, and honestly a lot of left-handed people can too. But I'm so left-handed that I can't even really use my right hand for most things. And I really wanted something that would help me be proficient as a shooter and not have to rely on manipulating the rifle that was built for a right-handed person. So that's why I chose the Stag Arms upper, and I finished it off with the unbranded AR lower receiver that has the bolt release on the right side, because I wanted to be able to use my tool and manipulate my rifle as a mirror of a right-handed person, so that I can be proficient under timed drills, under stress drills. Yeah, I mean, and I know a lot of guys, and a lot of them are my buddies. They're like, "Oh, you don't need those kind of things to be a good shooter," and you're 100% right. You don't need them. But I really wanted something that I could make my own, and something that would be unique to me. So that's why I built this rifle. So now that we've gone over all the parts and I've talked about the cheesy stuff for a little bit, I kind of want to just do like I guess I could call it like a 1,000 round review, because I've probably put like right at 1,000 rounds through this. It functions amazing. I can honestly say, and I have a good few buddies that can attribute to this, that I've never had not one malfunction in this rifle yet. Not one at all. I've ran steel case through it. I've run brass, different brands of all kind, and I've never had not one issue. No, you know, failure feed, failure fire, nothing like that. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good rifle. I would go as far to say is it's probably the best rifle I've ever had as far as the AR platform goes. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to the point now where all I'm probably going to buy is ammo and not parts, which I'm sure my wife will be really happy about. So another thing, I've dropped this rifle. I've dropped it on purpose and by accident. You know, it's gotten dirt all in it. I've literally dropped this rifle in chicken crap and cow crap, because where I shoot at is back where I'm. Yeah, I mean, this is a lifer. It really is. I really enjoy this rifle. I love shooting it. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Really, you know, a final piece is I built this rifle, you know, from scratch. You know, well, minus I don't have a freaking forge in my backyard, but I started off with the Stag Arms left-handed upper and their BCG and the Breek Arms charter handle, and at the time I just had like an Anderson manufacturing lower or something, but and then I moved on from there. You know, I built it up, and then the final couple pieces was the unbranded AR lower and the Emissary Development handbrake. And you know, I don't regret anything I've had on this rifle. Like I said, I built it from the ground. I'm extremely pleased. It's made just for me, and yeah, I can't wait to shoot. So yeah, I really hope that y'all like this video. I'm going to do my very best to do more videos like this, because I have a few other guns that I want to review, and one that I know that each and every person will really yeah, again, I appreciate everybody tuning in and listening to me talk about something that I built just for myself. But yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Alright, so before I let everybody go, I just kind of want to piggyback off of one of my favorite YouTubers, the Flannel Daddy, Grand Thumb Says. We can sit here and talk about guns all day, talk about ammo all day, gear all day, but if you're not out there training and utilizing your tools, because this is just a tool. This is a tool that you use to protect yourself and your family, self-preservation, and the preservation of others, right? If you're not out there training and using your tool, then you're wrong. You're unsat. It doesn't have to be expensive, you know, big city or big name company training. Just get out there and look up drills. I mean, T-Rex Arms has some really good carbine drills on their website that me and my buddy use a good bit. There's a lot of other companies that have free stuff like that to where you don't have to go pay and do classes. You can do it on your own. You can buy yourself a timer. You know what I mean? Shoot, that's $120 versus paying $200 per course once a month. There's a lot of options that y'all got out there to train and shoot and educate yourselves on firearms and not listen to the mainstream media and politicians and all these people in these movies and stuff like saying black guns are bad and, you know, you shouldn't have AR-15s or assault rifles, which we all know that's not even what that means. They're just trying to scare the people who have no knowledge about firearms. But yeah, get out there and train, get out there and learn how to use your tool, get you some kit, get some ammo, get a good reliable rifle or AR style pistol, whatever you want to do, a good handgun, and go to work. Because at the end of the day, nobody is coming to save you but yourself. Have a good day.